Dr.M.Jayasudha, Assistant Professor of Economics from DKM College for Women, Vellore. Today I am going to discuss about the basic concepts of business cycle. Coming to business cycle, it indicates the economy about whether the economy is developing or it is moving in the opposite direction. Before knowing about business cycle, we should be familiar about concepts like micro and macroeconomics. Microeconomics is nothing but it is the study of personal or small finances, that it talks more about the behavior of the individuals. Then coming to the macroeconomics, macroeconomics is the study of economic systems on a large, that is, it talks about the global economy. The next concept which is closely related to business cycle is gross domestic product. It is gross domestic product. It is the total value in rupees of all final goods and services produced within the nation each year. Usually gross domestic product is indicated as GDP. So what does this GDP tells us? That is, if the GDP is larger than last year, the economy is expanding. That is, if the GDP is higher than the previous year, then it indicates that the economy is developing. Or if the GDP comes down, that is, if the value of the gross domestic product comes down, means it shows that the economy is shrinking. Then coming to our topic, business cycle. Business cycle allows people to understand the direction the economy is going and we can plan accordingly. The various phases of business cycle are expansion, peak, contraction and trough. These are the 4 phases of business cycle. Coming to the shape of the business cycle, this is the diagram which represents the business cycle. That is, this is the initial stage, it is expanding, that is, the economy is expanding, then it reaches the peak level, and once it reaches the maximum level, it takes a downward trend, that is contraction, and once contraction begins, it has to reach the bottom level, that is the trough. These are the 4 phases of business cycle. Then coming to the first phase, it is about expansion. So, what will be the nature of the economy during the expansion phase is wages will increase, employment will be at lower level, people will be optimistic, that is unemployment will be very, very minimum in the economy. So, people will be optimistic and spending more money. Demand for goods will be higher, businesses will start, it will be easy to get more of bank loans and businesses will be making more of profits so that the stock prices will be increasing. Then coming to the next phase of business cycle, it is the peak. That is, once expansion is there in the economy, definitely it has to reach the peak of that is the maximum level of development in the economy. So the economy here, as it has reached the maximum level, it has to stop growing and the businesses can't produce more than what is there in the economy. So that is the reason why the cycle begins to move in the downward direction. That is, the economy has reached its maximum. So the next condition where the economy has to move is to the downward trend. So contraction is the phase where businesses cut back production and layoff of workers will be there, unemployment increases, number of jobs will decline in the economy and the attitude of the people will be pessimistic and banks will stop lending more of money to the public. So once contraction has arrived, definitely the economy has to move down to the condition of trough. So when there is trough, the economy will be at its bottom level, there will be high level of unemployment and people will be spending very, very low, and stock prices will definitely drop down. So, recession and depression. So, the tough condition is known as the condition of recession in the economy. A prolonged contraction is called a recession. That is, if there is contraction in any economy for a period of more than 6 months, it is known as contraction, and a recession of more than 1 year is called as depression. If there is recession in any economy for a period of more than 1 year, means it is known as depression. So, what are the things that keeps this business cycle going, or the 4 variables which causes this business cycle? That is, business cycle is unavoidable in any economy. So, business cycle happens because of these 4 variables, and the first one is business investment, that is the expansion. The first variable represents the expansion phase of business cycle. So, when there is business investment, the economy will be expanding, sales and profit keeps rising, companies will be investing and more jobs will be created. So, there will be more expansion in the economy. In contraction, the opposite of this will be happening. Okay. Then coming to the second variable, it is about interest rates and credits. So, low interest rates, that is, companies will be making new investment, adding of jobs, and when interest rate climbs up, investment dries up. That is, if the interest rates is lower, there will be more of investment, and if the interest rates are higher, the investments will drop down. So, interest rates also influence the business cycle in any economy. That is the phase of business cycle in any economy. Then coming to the third variable, it is about consumers' expectations. The forecast of an expanding economy fuels more spending. That is, if the people expects there will be development in the economy, and they feel that the real estates will boom up and more of job opportunities will be there, then the consumers will be more spending on these assets. While if there is a fear of recession, they will decrease or they will be shrinking the spending made by them on various purchases. Then the fourth one is about, the fourth variable is external shocks. That is, it is the global scenario. That is the disturbance that is being created by the global economy, such as disruption of oil supplies, war, natural disasters, and influence of the output of the economy. So, the last variable is about the global scenarios which affects a particular economy. That also decides about the business cycles phase. So, who cares for this business cycle? Why the government should be very alert about the happening of business cycle, and which phase of business cycle is good for economy will be decided by lots of reasons. That is, during the period of contraction, what a individual can do. If there is contraction in any economy, he should not quit a job, whatever maybe he is having in his hand, because creation of new job in the period of contraction is very, very tough. So, business cycle gives indications even to the individuals, what the individuals can do and they should not do. Then if there is expansion, they can very well switch over to various careers. They can take up easily, they can switch over from one job to another job without any hesitation. Can a consumer make big purchases are also decided by the various phases of business cycle. That is, during the period of contraction, you should not go for more of higher purchases of house or any type of real estate investment. All that should not be done during the period of contraction. And if there is expansion in the economy, he can very well invest in such assets, because bank loans will be very easier during the period of expansion, and also the bank loans will be cheaper also. So it is advisable for the individuals to invest higher level in the period of expansion. So these are some of the questions which may come into the minds of ordinary persons. That is, what phases of business cycle do wages go up? It is expansion. Definitely during the period of expansion, the wages of the individuals will go up, and during the period of contraction, wages will be very lesser in the economy. And when are wages at their highest? Definitely it will be in the peak, and the wages will be at the lowest level during the period of trough. The borrowings will decrease in contraction, and the opposite will happen in expansion period. And when will borrowing will be at its very lower level during the period of trough. That is, during the period of trough, definitely it will be tough for the individual to go for borrowings, because repaying will not be easy for him. Then the other some reviews are, when will unemployment be at its lowest? It is during its peak period. That is, unemployment will not be there. We can say during the period of peak, unemployment problem will not be there in the economy, because whoever wants to take up a job will definitely find a job for him. So unemployment problem will be at its very lowest level during the period of peak, and the business profits will be at the highest level during peak, and people will be looking for new jobs during the period of expansion. That is, they will be striving for still more development. Even though they will be having a job during the period of expansion, they will be hunting for new jobs which may give him higher pay and also higher reputation. So these are some of the ideas regarding the various phases of business cycle.